press conference for Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Can you go back to the time you met Amanda Serrano and you wanted to get involved in this project?
Yeah, we met at my professional debut. I believe it was like right around the weigh-ins in like some room doing like the referee check-ins and all that stuff. But man, for my undercard against Tyron Woodley 1, we wanted a diverse card, and we wanted female boxing to be highlighted, and Amanda Serrano was the go-to person, and that's really where the relationship kicked off, and ever since then, the rest is history, I guess.
Is there something about her or her story that really attracted you and you thought I can make a real change here?
First of all, I liked her fighting style, and she's a very exciting fighter, so I was a fan, and I knew that she's a superstar, and she needed that help. She was getting paid peanuts to fight. So $1,000, $2,000. She's one of the greatest boxers ever. Only person to win in more weight divisions than her is Manny Pacquiao. So we're talking about legendary status, and really the stars aligned, and it's honestly been an amazing ride so far.
Jake, when you speak about, and Amanda speaks about 3-minute rounds in women's boxing, how likely do you think it is for this fight? And if not this fight, how likely do you think it will happen very soon?
I think eventually it happens, 100%. And Amanda was the one who was down for that. She wants to push for that because she's about equality, and she wants to be at the same level as men's boxing, and that's 12 3-minute rounds. So she offered it up on stage, and you obviously saw Katie's negative reaction to it. She didn't want to do it, so I don't know, it's maybe a telltale sign of something, but I think it's important for female boxing to get there eventually, and I know that they could do it. They already do it in the gym. Amanda spars 3-minute rounds in the gym, so very capable.
Jake, with your involvement in both of these boxes, how big do you think women's boxing can go once this event has happened?
I think this is a milestone, and it's hard to say what the potential of it is, but this is, going to sort of spark a new wave, and it's going to be an inspiration for other promoters, other female fighters in the sport to make big fights happening. But I feel like we're on the brink of greatness here for female fighting.
What motivates you to get so involved with the women's side of the sport?
Mostly, it starts with my relationship with Amanda, and how, I became friends with her, and seeing her passion and hearing her stories, and wanting to make her, as big as possible. And it's sort of, all been this snowball effect in the past 12 months of just a lot of boxes being checked, and we're just continuing to knock down barriers that have never been knocked down before. So once you get momentum, you just got to keep on going.
And what about your future? Obviously, Tommy Fury, you still want to fight him, or you put that kind of checklist up of the top fighters you'd like to face? What's next on the agenda for you?
Yeah, look, I'm mainly focused on promoting this fight for April 30th, but after, I want to get a fight in this year. I just don't know who it's going to be, and I don't know when, and I certainly don't know where. But I have unfinished business with a lot of people.
Jake, how have you found working with Eddie Hearn on this promotion, and what have you made the impact he's had on women's sport?
It's amazing what Eddie's doing, and it's awesome that another big name in the sport, such as Eddie, is also a believer in these females, because that's what's needed. There's the old people like Bob Arum who are actually, a detriment to female boxing, and what Eddie's done with Katie Taylor is just an amazing example of what's to come. So mad kudos to him, mad respect to him, and it's been awesome working alongside of him as my first time promoting, a fight that isn't mine.
Jake, for Irish television, can we ask you about the importance of women boxers getting paid properly? This is the first big, decent paycheck for women boxers. What's the standard you're trying to make on that?
Well, it's needed, right? Like, Amanda Serrano is fighting and defending her title for $4,000. She can barely live off of that money. So now, this sets a precedent to pay female fighters at least enough amount of money for them to be able to live and to afford the cost of going to the gym. And so now there's going to be more money infused, and money's a tool, and these girls are going to get more active and not have to maybe even work a second job, to solely focus on training, and that's in and of itself massive.
Not all fighters are of the prominence of this pair. Do you think it's going to have a lasting effect on the sport?
For sure. And it's going to inspire a ton of younger females to get into the gym and make a name for themselves. So, like I said, this is, I believe, a start of a revolution, in women's boxing and just boxing in general. This is massive.
Looking ahead to the fight itself, do you have a prediction on how it's going to go? Do you see they're going one way or the other?
Amanda wins 8th round TKO.
What about the cap, Jake? A lot of Trump haters out there.
Yeah,
Is that going to go down well?
make boxing great again. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with Trump. It's just a statement, to get people to pay attention about this movement that's happening.
Any surprises for fight week we should expect from you in promoting?
We'll see. We'll see. I think Eddie and I are doing a face-to-face on fight week, which would be pretty funny, but have some tricks up my sleeve for sure.
Was it important for you to put your career on hold for this fight to make sure it gets the promotion it deserves?
Yes, 100%. It's a lot of work to be traveling around and doing all of this press and going from New York to London and all of that. So definitely had to put my career on hold, and we'll be doing so until after this fight.
How do you feel the boxing community's embrace you? It seems when I see comments from other fighters, they're starting to slowly appreciate what you're doing. World champions, other big fighters. How have you made? What have you made of the reception from the boxing community?
I haven't dug too much into it, but I definitely think people are starting to see my efforts and respect them. But it is what it is. I told people from the start that I'm going to bring more eyeballs to this sport and make it better than when I got here, and that's all I'm trying to do. So this is just another step in that.
How easy or hard was it to get Cyborg in the diss track towards Dana White?
We're pretty close with her and her team, so it wasn't hard. I think she wanted to be a part of it and made a ton of sense, and it was a statement for sure.
Jake, do you think you've got to turn the corner now in terms of the perception of you in the boxing world? From when you started out, maybe a bit of a who's this guy? It's a bit of a laughing stock, and now this guy actually has to take your boxing seriously.
No, 100%. People only take you as seriously as you take something, and I take this sport very seriously on all fronts, Even just getting in the ring, people have to respect that I'm risking my life and putting it all on the line against, 5-time UFC champions. So I think the perception is slowly changing, but like I said on the press conference, get used to me. I'm not going anywhere, so I'm here to make this sport great again.
And you want to combine a career in the ring and out of the ring as a promoter as well. You feel you can do justice to both of those?
100%. I'll have more of an impact outside of the ring than I will inside of the ring, and I'll be able to be outside of the ring for a lot longer than I'll be inside of the ring. So I'll be doing this for a long time.
The likes of Bob Arum, obviously he's a legend in the sport, promoted some of the biggest fights ever. But is it time for that kind of generation to finally retire and let
Well, that's the thing is he's not a legend to me. He's not a legend to any other younger generation fighters. No one under 25, thinks Bob Arum's a legend. So I think that's showing that the times are changing, and it's the changing of the guard, and old misogynistic people like him aren't gonna be around any longer.
How big do you think a fight between you and Conor McGregor would be? How many pay-per-views does it do?
I think it'd be the biggest pay-per-view ever. 5 million for sure. Easily. It's gotta be.
And what do you think Tommy Fury has to do to convince you that you want that fight again?
Say it again?
What does Tommy Fury have to do for you to fight him again?
He's got to go take a fight and put on an impressive performance to make me care again. I think he should fight Woodley if he's not scared, or someone along those lines. But just don't really care about that guy anymore.
Just finally, you've obviously mentioned Canelo and fighting him one day. When do you think that is a realistic possibility for you?
I think 3 years. That's when I'll be in my athletic prime, and that'll be 3 more years of fights under my belt, 3 more years of experience, and I have an amazing team. So what I can accomplish in 3 years is a lot different than what most fighters can accomplish in 3 years.
Can you take it? Okay.
Yeah, of course. Of course Canelo takes it, It's a business at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.